it's all well and good that you want the first ever women's Royal Rumble to be the main event. It's all well and good. This was not the one to do it at. When you have what's going on in this Royal Rumble was so good, nothing could follow it. This should have been the main event.
That's why I think that only this year the women's Royal Rumble will be the main event. I think next year the women's are going to be the first Rumble and then the men's.
Yeah, it's like
it was just because it was the first.
Yeah, it was all well. It's all well and good for it to be the main event of the first one, but if you're gonna do it, then you need to make that one wow, and this kind of like last year would have been perfect for the first women's Royal Rumble.
When it comes to placement, I understood where they were coming from.
Oh, I get it completely.
Yeah, I do see what you're saying because this was such a big Rumble, and I was pretty pooped out. I want to hear you were shaking your head when he said that this was the best. This was his favorite Rumble.
No, I said top 5
or in your top 5. Whatever. I want to hear, and then you were just like, I want to hear why.
Hello, my name is Peter Anderson.
I already introduced you. You don't have to keep introducing yourself.
It's a thing. So I agree with Brian. I loved the 6 and then the final 4. I just wish that the final 2 was Finn and Nakamura. I wish that it would send out Reigns because you had some people in the audience saying, I swear if they give it to Reigns again or if they give it to Cena, I think it would have been nice if those 2 got eliminated and it was down to Finn and Nakamura because then...
You know what I'm doing.
I think then it would have been whoever wins, like, awesome. Nobody's going to hate on Finn. He was my pick for the Royal Rumble game. And then everybody else picked Nakamura.
I would be fine with that reasoning. I think that this version of the win goes over better for Nakamura. Because while I can see where you're coming from, he threw out personally himself the 2 biggest people in the company. Cena and Reigns. So it's like, is it cool? Would it be cool if it was Finn and Nakamura and and there was a chance that everyone would go home happy no matter who won? Sure, but I think the hero overcoming the two people nobody want to see winning the Royal Rumble with one guy who everybody wants to see winning the Royal Rumble. I think that worked out better in the end.
Yeah, but then you have something where you have Cena get eliminated by Finn, and you have Nakamura eliminate Reigns. Have it where they each take down a top guy, so it's those 2. You know, I'm not saying that. Like, I understand where you're coming from with Nakamura and him saying, look, he took down the 2 biggest faces of the company, like, and the 2 biggest supermen of the company. But if they did it where, you know, they were battling and then Cena went for something and Finn tossed Cena over and then Nakamura tossed Reigns over and then they just have a look. Now it's our time to show why we're going to be...
I would see that more at next year's Rumble than being the final 2. This one, I actually understood where Brian's coming from, and the way I look at it, Finn had his moment being the one in this Rumble the longest. 57 minutes?
Yes.
This one was, the way I look at it, this was Nakamura's Universal title win, like for Finn Balor. This was his moment to show that he's going to be the big star for the future. So having him defeat, almost hit my bottle there, but at least that one wouldn't spill. Him defeating Roman Reigns, something that Finn did, and him beating the top guy who was the other top guy who was Cena, and when it was Finn at the time, the other big guy was Seth Rollins. So yeah, this was Shinsuke, the mirror image, in my opinion, Shinsuke's Universal title win that Finn Balor had. This was Shinsuke's moment to shine, and now I can see Shinsuke, AJ, and Finn being the top 3 guys of the company. If you get Roman Reigns out, for the wrestling fans, I'll give it for AJ, Finn Balor, and Shinsuke Nakamura being the top guy. For Vince McMahon, he can have Roman Reigns and
It's just a
And then we'll have the 50-50 guy, which is Braun Strowman.
So,
am I wrong? Is he more the 50-50 guy? He's a Vince McMahon project that the fans are loving.
I always felt like he was a Triple H project, but that's besides the point.
From what I've read, he was a Vince McMahon guy.
Either way, while he fixes the screen. What were you going to say, Pete?
the only other problem that I had with the Rumble, the Hurricane. Oh boy!
He got Godfathered.
Okay, like it was just there was no.
You always have that one. You always have that one reveal that is just.
Yeah,
It's a dude.
Yeah. Cole from NXT, awesome. I love that. But where were those Mysterio? Great, you look in better shape than you've done in the last 10 years. Like, but where was he looked in great shape, and I was like, cool, Mysterio, you can move. Granted, 27, you take that spot, you're not going to win, thank God, but at least it's a nice little homage. Ziggles coming out at 30.
That was the biggest waste.
That was
Yeah,
a
but
waste.
I knew because he was.
Unlike him, I'm actually very sad about that.
He's
Yeah, I already know. I already know your thoughts. You've made that perfectly clear on this show before.
I have.
Thank you.
Yes.
But I don't want to hear you on your opinions and Ziggles. All right.
Sucks.
I wanted that nice surprise where it's like cool, like similar to AJ when AJ
But who
debuted.
are you realistically going to get? You know what I mean? Like, okay. For full disclosure, I have zero issues with the Women's Rumble happening. I don't care if this was the first. I don't care if this was the 5th. I don't care if this was the 10th. That match should not have main evented the show. Ever. And I'm not saying that because it's a sexist comment. I'm not saying it because the women can't do it. That was so politically driven.
Mm-hmm.
And with Stephanie McMahon being the chief brand officer of the company, you had her on commentary.
Oh God.
Maria Menounos, right?
Yep.
On as a ring announcer. I hold nothing against her, unlike everybody else does in the WWE universe. But no, Lillian fucking Garcia, have her announce the match.
And have Renee Young be the.
Have Renee Young, who actually broadcasted for NXT and has broadcasting experience, broadcast the fucking match. But that's the Women's Rumble. I'll get into that later.
Oh yeah.
But the men's match, like everybody has already said, that match was the highlight of the show. Not only because it's the Rumble match itself, but this one was actually good.
It was a very entertaining. I think we all can't really express any more than we already have. This match was so much fun.
It was so good, but my critiques that I have are this. The NXT guys. There was zero reason for Andrade Cien Almas to be in that match. You just won an excellent, excellent NXT championship match. Why are you going to tarnish that victory by coming into the Royal Rumble where you're going to be thrown out anyway? There's no way you're going to be winning that match.
At least he was in for a good amount of time.
I don't care about it for a good amount of time.
NXT champions have been showing up in Rumbles for the past couple of years.
No, they haven't.
Yes, they have.
Who was the last NXT champion to show up in a Rumble?
I can't think of it off the top of my. That doesn't prove anything.
It does.
No, it doesn't. I can't think of the name.
As a reigning champion, Bobby Roode didn't go in. Samoa Joe didn't go in. Nakamura never went in. Balor didn't go in when they were champions. Bo Dallas wasn't even in when he was champion. Or Rollins.
I gotta look this up later, but I am
I
pretty sure.
As
NXT champion.
As reigning champion,
yes.
No, never happened. But even if it did, we'll settle this later. But there is zero reason for the champion to be in that match, especially after an excellent match like that. There was zero reason for it. In my opinion, you're showing that he's not ready for the big leagues. He only got one elimination, and he lasted however long he lasted, like 25 minutes, something like that. I don't know exactly how long. Again,
I think that's right, 25 minutes.
I didn't do research. But why? There is zero. Now, Adam Cole, the problem I have with him being in the match, he's not going to be a direct call-up for a while yet. He's got the Undisputed Era faction that he's going with there. unless they start treating Undisputed Era like Bullet Club, where another big name ROH guy is going to come in and take over for him, kick him out, and then that's how he gets into the main roster. But that's just fantasy booking for another time.
The problem I had with Adam Cole was he got the shit beat out of him the night before.
And he basically no-sold it.
Exactly.
And then if he was in it, why wasn't the winner of that match Aleister Black in that match instead?
Yeah, I think Aleister Black should have taken Sienna.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Okay, either or. So I don't mind NXT talent getting shine on a Rumble. I would like to see it if they're actually being called up. Or I would have been okay with, you show EC3 at NXT. You get everybody excited that EC3 is going to be an NXT product. What bigger way to do it than bring his ass in the Rumble and reintroduce him to a WWE audience that way? You understand what I'm saying? Like,
I agree.
There has to be a reason for it. It just seems like you threw it out there because other than Rey Mysterio, who I can't stand, I don't know how any other people here can't stand him either. And the Hurricane, which, is...
All right, we apologize for the technical difficulty. My laptop's a piece of shit.
We're doing it live.
That's
fuck it.
Live. All right. We'll just say the Royal Rumble was so much fun. We had a few criticisms. What he was saying.
He was saying Mysterio is his favorite wrestler of all time.
That's the last thing he said. But we'll just move on. We'll move on from that. We don't really want to say anything about the Raw Tag Team titles either. That was just another sad match when it comes to the tag team title matches on this show. So let's just go into nothing more than just another spot fest, a.k.a. the Universal Championship.
Braun did Braun things, Brock did Brock things, and Kane just kind of
took it
all.
Kane just took it all.
Kane took the pin.
Kane was the catalyst to take the dive so that both Braun and Brock would look strong in this match. He was so out of place. He needs to go. I know you're a big Kane fan, but you got to even admit it's time for him to
He's done.
He should just go back. He should just go into politics, Kane.
Go be politics Kane now.
Yeah, go back to being corporate Kane.
Politics Kane.
Corporate Kane is done.
Corporate Kane is done. We now have politics Kane.
Go to Scuba Kane.
I think the only real major highlight that came out of this match was Braun stiff-kneeing Lesnar in the head, and Lesnar's like, "You son of a bitch."
Don't do that shit anymore. Then punched him dead in the face.
Punched him dead. He's just like, slow down.
Well, let's say what he really said.
They showed the replay because it's like watch. It's like boom, and I was like, oh.
Braun got dizzy for a quick second. He's like, oh yeah, there's still a match going on. Let's continue.
Oh yeah, there's still a match going on. Picks up the stairs, chucks him at Brock.
Yeah,
as I said,
even though I got tagged with a receipt for kneeing you in the head, I'm just gonna throw these stairs at you anyway.
Yeah, because I'm Braun Strowman. Because I'm Braun Strowman and I'm awesome.
The whole big rumor after this is like, is there like legitimate heat between Lesnar and Strowman that they're just basically trying to one up each other and to prove who's the more badass?
I don't think so.
I honestly don't. I don't think so either.
I think that was just Brock being.
I thought it was an innocent mistake by Braun. He got a little too carried away, and Brock, being who he is, just said, "Fuck you! I'm giving you a receipt." Pam, pam.
And then Braun Strowman was like, "Oh, okay."
Noted.
Got it. And now I'm gonna pick up these stairs and chuck them at you lately.
I've said it before and I'll say it again. I'm really tired as Brock Lesnar as champion.
Don't worry. Roman will come to save you soon.
That's it.
This is the one time I can honestly say that I would be happy with the Roman Reigns Universal title win just to get it off of Brock Lesnar. If that's the way it's going, I will accept the Roman Reigns title win.
And then have Braun go after it, just so Braun can have a title win. I want Braun.
Go back to last year and Braun be like, I'm
I'm
not
not
finished
finished
with you. I wasn't finished